2, 1, stop, 3, 2, 1, stop, 3, 2, 1, go. Hello and welcome to Easy Boards again, but this time we're in the big board. And what we're going to do here is, I explained before, we're going to try and help you understand how things work and how we structure it, okay? So we're going to do it very quick still, but we're going to explain this a little bit first, because what we want you to do is still have your little section and you're going to write a little bit about yourself, okay? So in this area, what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to separate the board, right? And we're going to put it in 2 sections. So we've got one area here and a middle bit here. Draw a line down on yours, right? But not only that, we've got another section over here, and this is a very important one, right? So it's a little bit bigger, but you can actually put over there. You have the one section over there, middle section here, and this section there, right? So what we're then going to do is we're going to just explain how it all works. So what we remember is what is each one that we do need to start writing down, and this bit is a control area, right? That's the first bit. This bit over here is a checklist area, right? So we're going to write that down, and also right what you have in the middle is a very important plan, right? Important plan. So what we're going to do in this very important plan is we're just going to summarize it first with the control area, right? So what does that mean? And in the control area, what level are we in? Well, can you believe it? We're in the bronze. So here we go, we're in the bronze section, and that is all about understanding, right? Good, understanding it in the right way, right? But also we're in the jigsaw piece, and as we said before, we're in piece number 1, and that jigsaw piece number 1 is all about time. So that's one of the most important things we're going to look at. The next thing is we're going to do this fairly quick, but it's going to take a few minutes, because normally we do it quicker than this, but we're doing it for 9 minutes because it takes a little bit longer because it's your very first start of one. So we're in 9 minutes, right? And not even just that, we're still maintaining a life example, which is all about the car. We're doing a car. So we're keeping this example there, and it's all about the example of being in a car. We're going to come back to that. But what we're going to do first, if we need to just make sure that when we're in the right section, is this right for you? Well, it is, because we're going to do the most incredible bits of foundation, the most important bits to do. And what we're going to use is this, the black pen, because the black pen is the black is the facts. I want to stick with it, right? So we're going to do this first. I'm going to make sure that you give these foundation elements right up there. Most people spend more time planning their next couple of weeks holidays for the year than they do looking at the personal situation going forward for the future in the planning. So what we're going to do, nobody is too busy if they can find the time. We're going to try and create the time for you, but I've got to be quick because this is the first part we're going to do. So what we're going to use, the big board. We're going to build this foundation in the most important and interesting way, and not only that, but we're going to be doing it in some example results that I'm going to use me, so you're going to learn a bit more about me in just that way. But what we're going to do, we're going to be sure that it gives you some head start so that you can get things going. So are you ready? Right, let's go. So what we're going to do for the first bit, in time, I'm just going to draw a line, and the line is just a timeline, and believe it or not, it has a big position, which is a start position. And a start position is something the same for me and you. It's actually all about, well, believe it or not, we were born, right? There's also going to be another position later on, which is a finish position, right? Now, again, I'm not saying anything other than that it's a finish, but again, it's going to be for me and you. And this is our finish, the current existence we have, and that's going to be it. But we have a start and a finish, it's a fact, right? Well, obviously I started at 0 because I was born. And when I was born, I was there just thinking, okay, well, I'm born, what the heck am I going to do? So also, I'm going to tell you something else, which is where I currently am, is that I am 43. Now, I know I don't look quite 43, but I am. Anyway, all at the same time, there's going to be a finish, but I don't want to know anything like that just yet. It's just about the fact. I'm also going to make a little break in the time. So it's okay, I know it's from the 0, but when I started getting to the age of 25, that's when really, forward from there, a proper adult position started. Things were different for me, but younger than that I am. Now, you could put a different age, 18 or 21 or whatever, but this is just a preference. I'm going to come back to you on this later. But we'll put 2 facts in there, but this is about me, who's Paul, right? But there's also somebody else, and she's called Sarah. So Sarah is my wife, and Sarah is also, if it's at the age of 25, she's now 34, so her age is slightly different. She's a bit younger than me, but also there's another female that's younger than me, and she's called Fern. So the 2 girls, she was marked at 0, but she's only 5 now, so we just marked those down. But also, having just marked those down, it's important because we're still in the black fact, but Mr. Checklist, and who's Mr. Checklist? Mr. Checklist is a man who's going to hold the checklist pen, and he wants things recorded, right? So what we have to do is say, okay, we're going to mark these down. And what he wants to know is, number 1, that is Paul. But what he wants to know for Paul, he wants to know that part 1 of his checklist is 1A, and that's the 25, and 1B, and that's his age now. So at A and B, he just wants to know what it is. Well, this is 40, excuse me, this is 25, and this is 43. But also he wants to know about Sarah. He just wants to know her position in the checklist. And the position for her, A, is 25, but it's number 2A, and 2B is her current age now. So she's 25, and she's 34. And we even want to know about Fern, and she is number 3, which is A, which obviously was 0, but 3, which would be B. And that's 5. So 0 and 5 was for number 3, which that's Fern, right? Now, wow, look what we've done. We've just done something real, and we just put it together. But these are all the facts. It's the age, the current, there's a time, position, it's start and finish, and that's it. And that's all we're going to do today, because you're just building these foundations. But look what's important. If you don't do something like this and you want to go further, it's harder. But what we're going to do in the next video is we're going to show you how to go further. And when you put something together, you start building and building and building a plan up. Right. So it's very important. And even if in this example I'm driving a car, I need to know the facts of the people who are in the car. So before I set off and drive and go off, I just want to make sure not just these people's ages and things. There's a time limit in the car. We're going to do it for so long. We're going to be doing this. There's lots of other things to consider, but this is just the first one. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at it further and we're going to take it. But also what you need to do is give yourself a big tick. Well done for setting that up. But also we now need to take the jigsaw number 1 and score it in red, amber or green. Okay, so we're going to go to the other side and we're going to do it. But also, this age group, it doesn't matter what age group you're in, okay? It doesn't matter. These are people that deal with the young people and all the way to much, much older. And I'm going to take this on with you next time, but I'm just going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually take my mug with me, which is, hello, I'm in the 40 group up above. So, you know, well, I'm going to look at this and we're going to come back to it next time. But let's look at how this one gets you to number 1 on the board where we're going to go. See you soon. I wish I had the 30 group actually, but never mind. Even the 20 group, nice, isn't it?